Hello again. Thank you very much for joining me here on Movie Ninja. And today we're going to be talking about the recent trailer that was dropped for Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Now, Army of the Dead, as the trailer goes, in and of itself, well, we know that there's zombies, we know that there's Dave Bautista, we know that there's money, because they're in Vegas, and that's about it. The thing is, okay, so I have done some research on this with a little preparation for this particular video, and so because I didn't want to just say, well, it looks like an action film and have that be it. It does look like an action film. Zack Snyder is an action film director, and in particular, one of the things that this can bridge as far as his particular director talents go is that many people probably have forgotten, because it's been some years, that he was the director of the Dawn of the Dead film, the remake of the George Romero Dawn of the Dead feature. And with this, we have him kind of returning to roots, but also sort of working with a kind of World War Z sort of like landscape as well. Now, like I said, I did some research, and so we do know a few things. We know that, and this is from Zack Snyder himself, he's clocking the overall production at about 2 hours, 19 minutes. So let's say roughly 2.5 hours. Now, that might seem a bit long for a action film in general, but the thing is, being that this is Zack Snyder, and being that he's starting to get a little bit more clout, and he recently had the confirmation of the Snyder cut for the Justice League film, it's clear that all of these years in Hollywood are paying off dividends for him, and he is now having a lot more freedom, particularly with Netflix. It seems like they are they're working together actually quite well with regards to this particular project. And so with that being said, if this was a traditional theatrical release, a studio would probably ask him to trim it down probably by 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, to make it a decent action popcorn flick that would be easily to digest, like an hour and a half or something like that. But now that he has a little bit more creative freedom with working with Netflix, we have a little bit longer, but that could be a good thing. Well, one, because what do we know about this? Well, it's a zombie movie. And every single zombie movie, aside from the zombies, has a little bit something different. What caused the zombie apocalypse? What measures are in place to protect uninfected? Because I say uninfected because it's probably going to come down to a virus. It's a standard go-to. And what is going on with the setup, and what are the stakes involved? So I think 2 hours 19, maybe a little more, because they haven't wrapped up post yet. So what's happening is that they'll probably have a bigger span of time to, world build. And that can be a good thing, certainly. So with that, because something that we have to consider is that, one, like I said, zombie movies usually have their unique setting, aside from the zombies, of course. They have their unique setting, and we also have to find out, how people are surviving. It doesn't quite seem like this is necessarily a zombie apocalypse, because, once again, thanks to my research and listening into an interview with Zack Snyder with regards to this particular film, he mentions that the setting is going to be in Vegas for undisclosed reasons yet. For reasons we don't know, Vegas is a hot zone of the zombie crisis, and this is going to be a area where, and we saw in the trailer, we saw an ocean, a sizable amount of zombies. And, well, the thing is that in this crisis area, particularly Vegas, well, what does Vegas have a lot of? It has a lot of casinos, and casinos have a lot of money. So we have a group of mercenaries that include Dave Bautista. There's a few faces that don't recognize quite as of yet, but Dave Bautista and there's a German actor involved with the project as well, Matthias Schröninger. And I do apologize if I mispronounce the surname there. But Matthias is a safecracker. So, and Dave Bautista is obvious. When you talk about mercenaries, Dave Bautista with an M16, he's definitely part of the muscle aspect of this. So what happens is that if we have a safecracker, then we have a heist. We have a heist movie, a quasi-zombie apocalypse heist movie. And so that time frame that we have, a little around about 2.5 hours, okay, so we have to get our setting. If this is a heist film, we also have to establish and understand our crew. Because, of course, and if people see production stills, there's about a core cast of about 6 to 8, something along those lines. And we have to establish our crew, and we have to establish the mark. The mark, there's the plan with heist films, and then there's the escape, you know? So we know that they're going after money in a vault, in a casino, in an area swamped and crawling with zombies. So these are the stakes. How are they going to get in there? And more importantly, how are they going to get out? And once they get into Vegas, something that I'm really interested in seeing is if Zack Snyder works with a prospect of a kind of micro wasteland. In other words, since he himself has said that the setting for Vegas is kind of a centralized quarantine zone, so that's also to say that, like, well, maybe some people in the quarantine zone, one, are not zombies, and two, are not there by choice, obviously. So what if, and something that is very intriguing to me, what if the mercenaries run into some locals that are not zombies, but they've developed kind of escape from New York style tribes, and they have to deal with those groups as various obstacles to the overall heist and then to their escape. Because we do see a helicopter, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like that helicopter is holding up very well. So that may be something to do with a complication while trying to, get out of the zombie zone, the zombie area. So overall, it looks very good, I think, for what we have seen so far. And what Zack Snyder has provided as details, he's provided the time frame, some details on the setting, and a keener description as to it is a heist film. It has a kind of almost Mission Impossible sort of like sound, because like, okay, we need to get to this vault, we need to crack it, and we need to get out of here before we're zombie chow or we become zombies. Hey, take your pick, they're both good. So with these details, I'm looking forward to this. This is more like it's marketed by Netflix as a trailer proper, but it's definitely more of a teaser, because I saw this, and like I said at the very beginning of this video, I was like, okay, there's zombies, there's action, there's a helicopter that's falling. And that that doesn't give you much to work with, but with the details that Zack Snyder himself, director of photography, so he's definitely being much more hands-on with this as well. With the details that he has provided, I'm looking forward to this. I didn't quite know how to feel with limited information, but that's why you do research. That's why, to fill in those gaps. So I'm looking forward to it. What about you guys? Do you like zombie movies? Do you have a particular favorite? Are you looking forward to Army of the Dead? Thank you very much for joining me here on Movie Ninja for this trailer reaction. And if you like the video, please give a like. And if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to subscribe to help the channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.